That's not intentional. A lot of folklore grew up around her. She arrived here about 1863, was born in Mississippi, claimed to be born in England, sometimes regarded as Creole, sometimes regarded as French, but was very much American, Mississippi, but did have affectations that probably was part of her shtick. She was a mid-range prostitute who by the end of her life was seeing a doctor on a regular basis for some god-awful thing that was requiring a lot of treatments. You know, as they say,
we wish we had penicillin back then.
Yeah, a night with Venus, a lifetime with Mercury. She had many nights with Venus, but she was on the downhill slide when she was murdered in 1867 in the crib right over there. And she was murdered in January of 1867 and was in her late 20s. You know, and then a year later, they found a French immigrant who may in fact, did you know that name may be Basque? Jean Milan. Yeah, it may be Basque. I gave a tour to a bunch of French people and they said, oh yeah, that's Basque. So, I don't know, maybe they felt compelled to lie because they were French and they were on the Comstock, I don't know. But, so anyway, Jean Milan was found with some of her fabric that had been stolen from her place, and then he was hanged on the north end of town, the first public execution. This was in 1868. They set up the gallows. There's kind of a natural amphitheater there. 4,000 people went out there for a picnic lunch. And Mark Twain just happened to be here for his last lecture in Virginia City and went out and saw the hanging and left him with a bad taste in his mouth. I don't think it was because of the lunch. He just was appalled by it and had a lifetime opposition to capital punishment, wrote an eloquent essay on his opposition to it that appeared in a newspaper in Chicago, just saying how horrible it was and that he would hope he never see it again.
The terminology crib, was that the terminology of the time?
It's a terminology now. Yeah. I think they use it.
Yeah. I mean, you go to your house.
Knows.
Well, the kids say, you go to your crib, but I did not. I wonder if they know the history of that word.
It's just a small domicile, you know, a small place to sleep.
Okay.
You know.
So it was generic.
And in their case, work.
So it wasn't her whorehouse, it was her house.
There were a couple of brothels that were here, but she was a mid-range prostitute. The brothel prostitutes were a little bit higher. So, and when they tried to pay off her bills with her estate, there wasn't enough money to go around. So she was you know, underwater when she died.